Kia ora whānau. How are we going? Hey, I'm doing great, if you're wondering. Hey, this post is going to be about pain and suffering. There's a big difference between them two, pain is just part of life. As part of the human experience, while we're all here, you will experience pain along the way. And that cannot be avoided. It just is. It's part of it. But suffering is not part of it. Suffering is not being able to accept what's happened, not being able to let go of what's happened. It's changing your perspective on the pain that has happened. Some people experience a bit of pain and they just hold on to it for their whole life, they'll hold on to it for years, days, months, whatever it is. That's suffering. That suffering is a choice, and it might be hard to hear. You're like, yeah, fuck off, fuck, nah. And if you're reacting like that, if it's making you feel like that inside, then it's true, because it's triggering you, you know. Their suffering is triggering you to a past experience that has happened. And it's being able to identify that, what you have identified that pain to, and it's being able to accept it, forgive it, and step through it. Step through that suffering, because you don't have to suffer. You don't. You just need to tell yourself that what has happened has happened. It's just life. It's reality. It's truth. What's happened has happened. You can't change it. You cannot change it. But you can look at it from a different way, you know? And that is by choosing not to suffer anymore. It's just a choice. Love it, accept it, and forgive it, release it. Release it. That's not saying suppress emotions or anything like that. You're acknowledging the pain that has happened in your life. We all go through it. All of us go through it. And it's the suffering that brings us down. And then more shit just adds on top of that suffering to, you get to a place where you just feel so heavy, that so depressed you can't even move out of bed. You don't even want to leave your house. Life does not have to be like that. It really doesn't. But you've got to go in. You've got to turn in. Don't look for external things to fix that pain or to fix the suffering, because nothing external is going to last. You've got to turn in, and you've got to walk through it. You've got to walk through that suffering. Why? I'm suffering because of this. And everybody's circumstances is different, But regardless, that suffering, those reoccurring thoughts, you're having them because you're not dealing with them. Or like you just keep thinking the same thing, like this, because you're missing the lesson in it. And that's to accept it. To accept it. To meet it with love. You've got to meet it with love, and you have to accept it. You just have to accept life the way that it has unfolded, But you have a choice. You always have a choice. And it's up to you to make that choice. You either sit in misery, sorrow, you either sit there and suffer, or you release it. Release it. Self-love. Come back to self-love. Come back to you. Come back to the real you, which is being unattached to things, and your identity. What is your identity? Is it the exterior thing that you see? No. I know for myself, Hamish Hiroki, my human body, this is not me. All my tattoos, all my tamokos, all my mataora. If I get down to the crust, what is me? I'm inside this body, and that is by shutting your eyes. No matter what situation you get yourself into in life, you can always come back to that. Shut your eyes, I am. And that first present tense inside I am, that is you, your spirit, your soul inside. You're not the makeup of the exterior shell. We learn and we grow as we go through life. And these are all things that I'm learning along the way. Spirituality and all that. It's letting go of the exterior world. You know, like the famous saying, be in the world but not of the world. And it really does come back to that. Connecting back to the divine, the creator, God, whatever you want to call it. It's connecting back to that, which is you're limitless. You are limitless within yourself. Some people might hear this and just go, fuck, this fella's lost the plot. That's cool. I don't really care if you think that, because I'm living, walking testimony of what I have found that is working in life. And I have fully applied it to my life, and I'm not saying I don't have the trials and tribulations, because I still do. Like, I'm still finding my way as well. But when you can when you can learn these things and apply them to your life, life becomes more blissful. Like, you stop worrying about all the negative bullshit. You just do. You know that you are connected to a higher purpose, to powers unseen. But you've got to go in, turn in. You won't find that in the exterior world. You just won't. So that's why I say pain, we all go through it. Suffering, we all go through that too. But it's being able to release it. Because if you hold on to it, it's just going to make you sick. It will make you sick internally. And you'll just go downhill. Accept it, love it, forgive it, release it. All right, fine, I'm going to leave it there. Love, light, and happiness. And I really hope you have the courage to change your perspective on how you're seeing things, because it really does work. It really does work. But you got to be willing to try these things. You are enough the way you are, and you are perfect the way you are. You've just got to realize it. You've got to realize the power you have inside. You've got to realize the power you have inside. It is sitting there. It's sitting there waiting to be found. But you've got to turn in. Turn the exterior world off. Go into a room. Pen and paper. Silence. Oh, but I can't because I've got all this shit going on in my head. That's part of the journey. You've got to bring that in. You've got to bring it in. You've got to quieten it down. You've got to talk to it. You've got to go into those rooms that you're avoiding. The trauma, the emotions that you don't like to feel, because I don't feel like a man if I cry. I'm not saying go out and cry in front of fucking people. I'm saying go into a quiet room and start unpacking the bullshit. Start unpacking it. Because heaven and hell is a mindset. It really is. You either accept it or you hang on to it, and then life just feels like hell. It really does feel like hell. It's up to you. Only you can save you. Nobody else can save you. Not a therapist. I don't believe in that shit. Because you're looking for validation for feeling the way that you feel. All of your answers are inside of you. You've just got to go in and dig for them. Yeah. All right. Love, light, and happiness. Later.